Today we focus on Nyx, the goddess of the night. She is the mother of numerous familiar deities, yet not many know much about Nyx herself. Curiously, even one of the mightiest gods held this shadowy figure in unique regard. Can you guess who? Let's begin. Nyx was one of the first goddesses that came into existence, and she also has a lot of children that I'm sure at least some of you have heard of. You would think her importance would make her also very well known with many followers, but that isn't quite the case. Born from the primal void called chaos, Nyx stands as a timeless symbol of night in Greek mythology. Now you may wonder, what exactly is chaos? Well, in Greek myth, chaos was not a god or a physical thing. It signals a chasm, an empty space, the limitless void from which everything sprung. So in essence, Nyx was born, not in the usual sense, from parents as we'd understand it, but rather she emerged from the nothingness. This makes her a primordial deity, a protogenoi, one of the first entities in the universe. Primordial deities are unique. They are the building blocks of the cosmos and life itself. Emerging parallel to her brother Erebus, the personification of darkness, these two truly stand significant in Greek myth. Just imagine it. At the dawn of time, as chaos slowly ebbs, out emerges Nyx, the goddess of the night. That's quite an image. Interestingly, the name Nyx itself means night. She personified what humans at the time deemed mysterious and unknowable, the dark of night. Even though her role in myths varies, her birth and origins remain constant. Her story takes us back to the very beginning of time, to the first moments of the universe. But what kind of powers did she have? After her birth from chaos, Nyx took up her mighty role of symbolizing the night, a responsibility of great importance in the cosmos. With unrestricted power and influence, she had the extraordinary ability to bring night upon the world. At dusk, it was believed that Nyx cloaked the sky in darkness, signifying the start of her reign. Yet her role was not merely confined to ushering in the night. As the night progressed, she controlled various phenomena linked with it. Dreams, secrets, even the quiet that pervades the night were all under her influence. It was Nyx who made the dark hours mysterious, sometimes even instilling fear among the people. Even Zeus, the mighty king of all Greek gods, held Nyx in great regard. Despite his reputation for fearlessness, Zeus exercised caution around Nyx, revealing the respect and awe she commanded among other deities. Come dawn, though, Nyx's reign would end. She wasn't the one to lift the blanket of darkness from the world. That was the job of her daughter Hemera, the goddess of the day. Hemera would dispel her mother's darkness, bringing the brightness of the morning. This continuous handover between Nyx and Hemera represented the never-ending cycle of day and night on Earth. Speaking of the children of Nyx, depending on the source, she could have up to 17 children. A few of the most common ones are Thanatos, the god of peaceful death; Hypnos, the god of sleep; Nemesis, the goddess who enacted retribution against those who succumbed to hubris; and Eris, the goddess of strife and discord. The complete list of children is listed in the description of this video. You might think that Nyx, who is very important, would be a big figure in ancient Greek art, but her images are as rare as light in the depth of her world. Nyx is often shown as a very beautiful woman. She is very elegant and attractive, a mix of moonlight brightness against a big dark background. She gracefully moves across the night sky in a chariot, outlined against the shining stars, covered in a dark cloak that brings sleep and dreams to the world. This image of Nyx moving through the night sky shows her divine duty, bringing night to the world. One of the most famous images shows Nyx as a young woman with big dark wings, showing the everywhereness of night, her wings big enough to cover the world, and her journey across the sky deep enough for everyone to experience. The dark robes and veil she often wears simply show her ancient nature as the goddess of night. Now, let's stir the stardust and feed the mystery a little more as we look at the myths and tales surrounding her. Nyx is like the night itself. She is one of the first gods and is very mysterious. She lived in the dark parts of the underworld with her brother Erebus. She was very powerful. There is a famous story about Zeus, Hypnos, and Nyx. The story revolves around Hera, Zeus's wife, and her clever plan to distract her husband so she could cause trouble for Heracles, his mortal son. Hera enlisted Hypnos to lull Zeus into a deep sleep. However, Hypnos was very hesitant because he had got into trouble the last time he had put Zeus to sleep at Hera's request. He was almost thrown from Mount Olympus, Zeus's residence and the home of the gods. So this time Hypnos sought the help of his mother, Nyx. Nyx provided a shelter for Hypnos, protecting him from Zeus's wrath. Impressed by the power and fear she commanded even over Zeus, Hypnos agreed to carry out Hera's orders. Once Hypnos had lured Zeus into slumber, Hera was able to punish Heracles temporarily. Thus, Nyx played the role of a powerful protector in the narrative, surprisingly feared by even Zeus. But we also have another interesting story about Nyx's daughter, Nemesis, the goddess of payback. Nemesis makes sure that no one has too much happiness or success without deserving it. This shows how Nyx's children help keep balance in the world. Nyx and Nemesis share a deep-rooted connection as parent and child. Both have crucial roles in maintaining balance in the world. However, their responsibilities are quite contrasting. Nyx, who holds sway over darkness and night, is typically associated with mystery, serene silence, and covers for the lives and deeds that daylight couldn't. On the other hand, Nemesis, her daughter also known as Rhamnusia, was the divine manifestation of the resentment aroused in men by those who committed crimes with apparent impunity or who had inordinate good fortune. Nemesis's role was to restore balance, deliver justice, keep human happiness and unhappiness in check. She kept the mortals from experiencing too much success. Good luck or happiness, thus balancing the scales out. A favorite phrase highlighting Nemesis's duty was, "Whom the gods would destroy, they first make mad with power." It was to prevent anyone from becoming overly fortunate or powerful. Nemesis would deliver repercussions to reinstate equilibrium. Interestingly, in some talks, Nemesis is also seen as the goddess who governed the balance of the time one spends in slumber and wakefulness, nicely linking her to her mother Nyx, who governs the night. Nyx's journey through the world of Greek mythology has some lesser-known secrets. Even though she was very powerful, Nyx did not have many followers in ancient Greece. This is surprising, isn't it? Her influence can be seen in the nighttime rituals of the ancient Greeks. They would do their nighttime rites under the watch of the night goddess, saying her name in their prayers. Interestingly, Nyx is often shown as a winged goddess on an old Greek vase, which makes her even more mysterious. Another fact about Nyx is the difference between her great power and her few appearances in Greek myths. While she doesn't appear in many popular stories, her presence is important because of her children. And here lies a clear paradox. Even though she is not often represented, her essence is in many tales through her children, showing her mysterious existence. Nyx's influence goes beyond mythology and into literature and science. Famous poet Indira Babalapati describes Nyx as a veil that Mother Night puts on, and it's clear that her inspirations still echo through the world of modern literature. Also, her spirit moves over the field of astronomy too. The asteroid 3908 was named after her as a sign of her command over the night. From her birth in chaos, Nyx has spread her essence across the cosmos, stretching her veil of mysteries over the world, leaving her mark in rituals, myths, and even in the stars far above. Under her eternal night, we find both comfort in darkness and an indifference to light, because in understanding Nyx, we truly understand the depth of night. Isn't it amazing? Coming from an unknown birthplace to leave strong echoes through time, keeping ancient knowledge alive and curiosity piqued, such is Nyx, the timeless goddess of the night. And that's it, dear listeners. I hope we managed to bring some light to the dark and mysterious corners of Nyx's influence on the Greek pantheon, but more importantly in learning about Nyx. And so, as we exit the realm of Nyx, we leave you with one final thought, a quote from the philosopher Pseudo-Seneca that paints Nyx perfectly. "Night, the mother of fear and mystery, yet the revealer of celestial secrets." Let Nyx inspire you to see past the darkness and reveal your own celestial secrets. For there is no night that doesn't anticipate dawn, just as there is no mystery that doesn't yearn for understanding. That's all for now. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this episode, please consider to subscribe and join our community. Until next time.